Today we're taking a look at K-Ci and JoJo's first two albums. Yeah, this is the first album that came out, and I want to say 97, right after Jodeci's third album. So after Jodeci split, the group just split for a while, we had K-Ci and JoJo, the Haley brothers. Let's take a look at this album. Yeah, this is the original CD from 1997. And K-Ci and JoJo was on top of the world when this came out. You know, they had a few singles, few songs that had videos. Last Night's Letter, but the biggest song off this was All My Life. That's actually probably one of the biggest songs of the 90s, if I had to guess. But let's take a look at the artwork as well. Let's see. It was different because K-Ci and JoJo's music, their solo careers, I guess the group, was way different than Jodeci. Yeah, so if you ever listen to K-Ci and JoJo's CD compared to Jodeci, it's almost night and day for me, it seems like. But yeah, this was the first CD, Love Always. Let me know in the comments, what do you rate this on 1 out of 10? For me, this is a solid 10. I mean, if you go back, listen to the tracks, classic, just R&B. It was a great debut album after they left Jodeci. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think? But this is their second album they released in the late 90s. It's Real. So this was their second album. Let's take a look at the back, the track list. And you see the song Life, number 9. That was off of the Life soundtrack. Really big song, classic to this day. What else was on here? Tell Me It's Real. That was another big song. Let's see who. Executive producer at the bottom. I didn't know that Jeff Reed executive produced this album as well. He was one of the producers on here. Damon Jones, K-Ci and JoJo. But let's take a look at this album as well. This is the original CD, JoJo. Let's take a look at the artwork. Got K-Ci. Looks like this one was more of a poster. Yeah, a lot of CDs back then were just great. The artwork, just everything that came in it just made CDs worth buying. Got the thank yous, the classic thank yous. Got K-Ci and JoJo. They had a lot of thank yous, actually. Wow. But yeah, I was a fan of Jodeci and K-Ci and JoJo. Seen them a couple times in concert. Here's the credits. This is a pretty big piece of artwork that was inside the album. But yeah, actually in the late 90s, what was this? It looks like 1999. I was able to catch them in concert. This was actually the flyer from 1999. The headliner, this was the Love Tour. The headliner was K-Ci and JoJo. Then we had Silk. At the bottom, we have Dave Hollister. And I remember the opening comedian, because back then shows had comedians, was Lavelle Crawford. And if you know, you know. He's a legend for sure. But yeah, this is the original flyer. Kansas City, 1999, October 2nd. And actually after the show, got to meet K-Ci and JoJo and got their autograph. Got their autographs right here. See, it's still intact from the, I guess, after the concert, 1999. But yeah, out of these first two albums, let me know which one you think is better. And just let me know what your thoughts were about K-Ci and JoJo and their career. Until next time, peace.